Hi, this is part 2 of the assessment video for this week, how to give a running record, and I just wanted to talk briefly about how to um, actually grade the assessment so that you can use it for instruction. A couple things that you want to look at. You want to look at how quickly that they read. You can get a timer and time them. I don't always do this. If you guys want to try it out, you can add it to it. But it's good to know the rate, how quickly that they're reading. So there's a chart on page 239 too for grades 1st through 8. You can see how your student is reading in compared to other students at that grade level. But I would say all you do is you set a timer and then you can mark a line when that timer hits 1 minute, and you'll know that's how many words that they read per minute, so their word count per minute. Also, the second thing that you want to look at, which is really important actually, is their accuracy rate. And this is really what I'm looking for every time that I do a running record. So that's how you find an accuracy rate, is that you take the words read correctly in the passage that the student read correctly and divide that by all of the words that they read. So for example, at the end of the passage, you count up how many words they read incorrectly. So say they're reading a passage that has 130 words. If they read 5 of them incorrectly, you would say that they read 125 words correctly divided by 130. And so you do that little math, and then that will tell you their percentage. The percentage is going to tell you a lot about whether this book is the just right book for a student. So if a student is reading a book and they're getting 89% accuracy rate or lower, it seems high, but if it's 89% or lower, that book is too hard for that student to read, even with a teacher. So if they are reading a book, if they're reading a passage that's 100 words wrong, if they get 11 words incorrect in that reading, that book is too hard for them to read, even with a teacher's support. So the next percentage rate is 90% correct to 95% correct. So that's the instructional window. So for example, if a kid's reading a passage that's 100 words wrong and they get 5 to 10 words wrong, when they're reading that passage, that book is in their instructional range. So that would be a great book for you to read in a guiding reading group with that student. It's within their ZPD, and you can really help them to grow at that level if you read books in their instructional range with them. And then, so for independence, a student to be independent at a text really needs to be 96% to 100% accuracy rate. So that means they're only getting, on a 100-word passage, they're only making 4 or fewer mistakes when they read. And you know, for things like names and places, I really don't focus too much on that. It's, study shows that, that doesn't really, that's a lot more about background knowledge than it's about fluency. So if they're making 6 mistakes and 2 of them are because they can't say Yellowstone or another word like similar to that, then I would, or Roosevelt, something like that, I would not really, I might move them up if they're instructional, but the words are historical words or names, if that makes sense. Okay. I think that's all. So those are the important things for you to know. So again, if they're 89% or below, that's frustrational level for the students with their accuracy. If they're 90 to 95%, that's instructional level. That's a good level to read with them in a guided reading group or with the teacher. If they are 96 or above, that would be a good book for them to read independently. And again, it just does depend book by book because of background knowledge. But I'm going to go ahead and stop there. I'll talk to you later. Bye.